So yesterday I have talked about these three things that Deng Xiaoping emphasized on: collective leadership, peaceful international relations, and domestic development. And you need to, I also told you कि domestic development जो है, ठीक, domestic development जो है, domestic development जो है, that was need of China, and because of it, the China decided to open up its market, and China decided to signal left and turn right. And Deng Xiaoping played a great game of deception, and he deceived the entire world by using these flowery English. And he went on to say, if at any time in the future China, tries to bully any country, then the entire world and entire international community should come heavily on China, and they should, teach China a lesson कि आप जहां पर हो वहीं पर रहो. You cannot bully the international, you cannot bully any other country. ये Deng Xiaoping खुद बोल रहा था as a Chinese premier in United Nations. The idea was to polish the Chinese image very well, to make China a responsible country in the eyes of the world leaders. And that is why Deng Xiaoping was very, he was very cunning. Very few people know that Deng Xiaoping was the responsible person for winning and controlling Tibet. It was the duty of Deng Xiaoping to win and control Tibet in the 1950s and 60s. So the thing is, what was the motivation of China? The Chinese motivations were to see, you need to understand that China had never shied away from few things. Like, the world knew that China is not a democracy, and the world understood that only a democracy can fit into the capitalist model or free economic model, free economic society. But just think about the Chinese people. इतने कॉन्फिडेंट और इतने कनिंग थे कि सोचो कि चाइना के हाथ में, मतलब रिलेटिवली चाइना वाज इल प्लेस्ड, फॉर ओपन इकोनॉमी एंड फॉर कैपिटलिज्म. और चाइना जिस तरह का कंट्री था, सो पीपल वुड नॉट हैव इन्वेस्टेड इन चाइना. सो इट मेंट दैट चाइना नीडेड अ इमेज मेकओवर, चाइना नीडेड अ इमेज बूस्ट. So the entire journey from 75 to 1999 was that of image boosting, and in that process Deng Xiaoping tried to become, kind of a statesman or a kind of a polished leader who is opening his country and who is doing all the great things. But the same Deng Xiaoping killed thousands when people gathered at Tiananmen Square to protest against Chinese government. And so much so, the Chinese clout was so strong that even after killing thousands in Tiananmen Square, the West and the entire United States chose to ignore it. आज दिन में शिवम, मतलब दिन में कोई कह रहा था कि India is exposing Taliban and India is exposing West. The West stands exposed from hundred of years. Even in this case of Tiananmen Square, West was exposed blatantly. भैया एक आदमी ने thousands लोगों को, मतलब हजारों लोगों को मार दिया, and you are still defending that person, and you are having relations with that person, and you call yourself the guardian of democracies. So Deng Xiaoping played a great game, played a great role in curating, building China's image as a responsible state. And Atal Bihari Vajpayee was very smart. He knew that China is trying to do this. So he said in 1999, he wrote a letter to Bill Clinton after conducting the nuclear test. And in those letters, he wrote that we are conducting the nuclear test because we have a hostile, aggressive neighbor with nuclear weapons on our northern border. And then Clinton administration was too smart, and they intentionally leaked this letter. And then it read, when Chinese saw that letter, they were furious because all the image building of 20 years, Atal Bihari Vajpayee has just killed it in one line. But let's come back to the story. Deng Xiaoping was very careful that he needed to make China a brand, even though China had all kind of negative things like no democracy, no civil liberty, and all that. So Deng Xiaoping chose to use very crafty words such as collective leadership. That China will thrive under the collective leadership of the world, and China is also ready to provide the collective leadership for the growth of Asia. And what is the second? पीसफुल इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस 70 चूहे खा के बिल्ली चली हज को, ठीक है। और अगला ये कौन सा है? अच्छा नहीं, फ्रिंज एलिमेंट्स हंसा है।